Hey, this is Dr. Fussell with Your Heart for Men. I'm here with Mr. Cook, and actually, he's getting ready to have his procedure, for the first time. Kind of tell me, what kind of led you to giving us a call.
So, I'm currently 42 years old, and for the majority of my life, I've had confidence issues with myself. I've had, I've come to the point now to where I'm trying to learn more about myself and learn who I am as a person. And with that comes being accepting of my own body. So I tease myself and my friends saying, I got a big back right now, I got a big back, and it's because I got back issues, mostly because I can't get back in the gym like I want to. But along with that comes my size as well. And I've had issues where, for instance, if a female is on top, I'm always coming out, or I'm not, I don't feel like I'm satisfying. And so I've looked and looked online, and I had given up at one time because I didn't see anything. I saw like literal cutting procedure stuff, and I'm like, I don't want a rod or anything like that. And then one day, I was just what they call doom scrolling on the internet, trolling, yeah. And I was scrolling on TikTok, and next thing you know, I ran on one of your videos, and I'm like, what is this? And so I clicked on the page, and I saw all the videos of male enhancement, and I clicked on one of the ones that you had pinned. Is the one that shows the procedure itself.
Gotcha.
And so when I looked at it, I'm like, that's what I need. Not what I want, that's what I need. And so I reached out, and very responsive. And I believe it was Lisa that reached back out to me, and we scheduled a consult. We talked on the phone, and I just said, you know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger. And I talked to Angela as well, and she said to me as well that women, they don't have any issues making enhancements or things about BBLs and things like that, but men are the ones that'll back up and be like, nah, I don't want to do that. But why? Why? What's the point? So you can pay for it for her if you would, but you can't do something for yourself. Yes, she's going to benefit from it, but that you're not happy where you are. So why not do something about it? And you have the means to do it. So why not go ahead and do it? So all that being said, I just pulled the trigger. I said, you know what? I'm going to research it for myself.
Right.
And I want to make an informed decision, because I'm a social worker myself, and so I tell all of my veterans, my patients, no matter what you do, you need to make an informed decision, whether it be about housing, your health care, or whatever. Make sure you're making the right choice for yourself, not nobody else, because you're the one that got to live with it. So I made the choice for myself to go ahead and just pull the trigger and say, you know what, I want to do this, and here I am.
Man, I thank you for coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thank you for opening up and talking, because most guys, I have guys that call me and they say, man, I don't want nobody to know, don't tell my wife, I want my, I'm like, I don't know how you're going to get this procedure done and your wife don't know about
Mm-hmm.
it, or, I don't want my girlfriend to know, or, I'm very private.
Sure.
This is our private surgery center. We're actually sitting up here in the waiting room,
Mm-hmm.
and, we're going to go down to the private surgical suite, but there's not going to be any surgery.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be no surgery,
Mm-hmm.
no cutting. It's going to be painless. I would expect you to go home today.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back to work tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and our results are permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you and I kind of touched on this before, because this filler that I use is a biostimulant.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cause your body to make its own natural collagen.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that the filler goes away,
Mm-hmm.
but what you're left with is your natural tissue.
Mm-hmm.
This is you for life. I don't care if you gain weight, lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter. That's the size of your penis for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be you.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that, yeah, it does affect confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It affects confidence a lot. And we kind of touched on one time before about this whole thing where guys talk about their size. It's not about being small. It's about wanting to be bigger. If you want to be bigger, be bigger. Because women go out, they get breast enhancement, liposuction, BBLs. I've done liposuction, I've done BBLs, and women tell me all the time, they said, look, this is for my body, and they said with confidence. I had a young lady the other day, I was in the operating room, she screamed from across, Dr. Fussell, I'm getting ready to get a breast enhancement. Guys ain't gonna scream from across the room, I'm getting ready to get a male enhancement. That don't happen, So the thing is that, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the game. And when we do the male enhancement procedure, here at Your Heart, we can make it bigger, longer, harder. Bigger is increasing girth. Longer is increasing length. Harder is erectile dysfunction. So I got, guys who say, Dr. Fussell, I'm fine with my size. I just want better erections. I'm like, I can help you. We can do that. I just thought about it. We should have mic'd up. Hopefully it can handle all this. Yeah. But the thing is that with the whole girth procedure, basically, what we're doing is increasing girth. So when we increase girth, every time you have this procedure done, we expect for you to pick up 3¼ to an inch in girth. So you can get bigger and bigger and bigger. So most guys who have this procedure done, they get it done at least twice. I've had it done twice. I've done my son, he's had it done twice. I've got other guys, in my family. When you start doing family members, you can't get away from them. No. So the thing is that you gotta be confident that you're doing great.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do at Thanksgiving while they looking at you
like, hey, bro, you ain't
messed me up.
What's up, man? Like, no.
No, they come and high-fiving me. I'm like, oh man, how's it at the crib? But anyway, the thing is that, I'm loving the results. And, guys need to understand the anatomy of the vagina. So we kind of talked about before, when you talk about the vagina, the clitoris sits up here at the top.
Sure.
But most guys don't realize that the clitoris has arms that come down on both sides of the vagina. It's just like a big wishbone. All right. It sits here. Now, you've heard of stretching the wishbone.
Sure.
And this is what happens when you're a guy who says, okay, he got 10 inches of penis, but he's like jiggling around like a pencil in the cup.
It's like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Throwing a hot dog down the hallway. I ain't thought about that. Trying to hit the walls and all this other kind of stuff, but all he's doing is causing discomfort. Another guy can come in, he ain't got but 4 inches. But he's a big fat burrito. He's like stretching the wishbone. He's like stretching those walls. She feels every move he makes. So that's the big difference. That's why, I jokingly tell guys, we make burritos, because what we want to do is we want to increase your girth, so I want you to make a statement, so it's kind of like if she runs into you, she know.
I'm him.
It ain't no question, is it in yet? No, it's in. I jokingly say, when you place it there and you hear that silent,
Yeah.
That's
me. That's me.
Yep. So the thing is that, we're changing the game, and I appreciate you coming and talking to me, and being bold enough to go on camera and all this other kind of stuff. Because, guys need to know, that we're changing the game. What we do is real. I know we jokingly talked about when you walked in the door, you're like, hey, he's real. This guy, you thought you were just dealing with some guy.
He real. He just ain't on a video. This is him. Like, for real. And when I first, was watching the videos, it's like, it didn't become real to me until I really stepped in the office, and I'm like, is this for real? Because I talk on the phone to everyone involved in the process. Then when I walked in, I got off the elevator. He's right here. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, dog? But I also want to thank you, because what you're doing is taking the stigma out for men. Because one thing for men, and I've learned in being in mental health and helping individuals, that men don't talk about their feelings a lot. It's real difficult for men to, and then
suffer
when
in
a man,
silence.
Absolutely. And then when a man actually decides that they're gonna open up
They get
about
criticized.
it. They get criticized. But I want to partner with you in taking that stigma out, because you don't have to be ashamed. This was how you were born. This was how you were made. You know, but there's nothing wrong with enhancing that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. So, thank you for taking the stigma out and making myself and other men out there feel comfortable to even, you know, bring this out.
I appreciate you saying that. I mean, we even touched on earlier about this whole thing about being a grower, not a shower. You know, and that was my situation. You know, when I got a full erection, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, let's go. You know, but when it was flaccid, I'm like, bro, where you at?
Yeah, where you at, bro? Why we hide?
You know, and as a urologist, you know, I'm constantly having to tell guys drop the pants. We're finna do a prostate exam. First thing they're doing is they're trying to stretch it out. You know, because you know it might be a little chilly in the room. You know, and that's part of that cremaster reflex. It's gonna just pull back. Your testicle's gonna get tight. You know, and that's all temperature sensitive. You know, so the thing is, first thing they try to do is stretch it out. And I'm like, man, you know, I'm just trying to get my job done. You know, but the thing is I too, you know, in the past, I was a grower, not a shower. But now, since I've had the procedure done twice, I'm a grower and a shower. So, you know, you know, my wife jokes me about when I get out the shower, I'm like, yeah, I'm hanging. You know, so the thing is, you know, she's like, when you gonna put some clothes on? I'm like,
when I want to.
When I want to. You know, but it affects your confidence. It's affected my confidence.
Absolutely.
You know, and I realize what it's done for other guys. I've had guys come in, you know, and they say, you know, I had a guy, he's married for 14 years, his wife stepped out, you know, because she said that he was too small. And I told him, look me in the eye. Because, you know, I'm looking at his pain, man. It was hurtful. You know, this guy, you know, he's a good provider. He's telling me how he's taking care of her. He's done for his family. He's a family guy. He's all about vacations with his kids and all this other kind of stuff. You know, and she steps out saying that he was too small. I'm like, did she say it to hurt you? You know, I'm looking at him. I said, man, after this, that will never happen again.
Non-existent.
Never again. So the thing is, I'm like, are y'all still together? And he was like, we probably gonna end up getting divorced or whatever. I said, well, I'm not trying to influence you to do anything, but you know, make sure she gets a chance to experience it before you leave.
Absolutely.
So the thing was,
change your mind.
well, the thing was is that, you know, he's come back for a second procedure. I was like, well, you know, how was round one? You know, and he was like, she's like, what did you do? What did you do? I'm like, you know, and now she's like, why you want to break up our family?
No, keep that same energy, girl. Keep that same energy.
Like, dude, I was like, yeah, wait till after you get to 2.0.
She's like, well, maybe we can go ahead and cancel the papers.
Maybe we need to get some counselors so we gotta work this out. Yeah, that's right. I'm like, yeah, you're part of what I call the BDL.
Yes, sir.
The Big Dick League.
Yes, sir.
That's right. We're changing the game, man.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, I plan to make you into a beast weapon.
Yes, sir.
That's my objective.
Yes, sir.
We're finna change the game,
Let's
man.
get it.
Trust me, you're gonna have a statement when I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate
for
you
doing this.
I appreciate you,
let's
bro.
get it done. We finna change the game. And like I said, every time you get it done, you're gonna pick up 3 1/4 to an inch. So I hope that, you know, you can come back as many times and get as big as you want to be. You know, we talked about being too big because, you know, I got guys out there that is so big it's hard for women to accept their size. But the whole thing is, I want you to get to the point where you know for a fact that, hey, when I look in the mirror, I love what I got.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that, you know, if you're gonna come my way, I'm finna make a statement.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right?
sir.
All right, so we're finna make this happen.
Yes, sir.
All right, horns up.
Horns up. You're hard.